Hi, Jess. As you mentioned, last Sunday was my birthday, and so here I am, 25-year-old Andy. I am a quarter of a century old now, as so many people keep telling me. And it's kind of funny because, in a way, it feels like it should be a really big deal, and then in some ways, it's not really any different from any other birthday. I got through a day and I added another number to my age, and I don't feel that different, but it's still a milestone, so that's cool. One kind of cool thing about 25 is that it's now been over 10 years since we met. Isn't that crazy to think about? Over 10 years ago, we sat by each other in algebra, and I commented on your copy of Aragon on your desk, and we talked about how much we loved it. You probably told me the story of how you got your cast, and boom, here we are. We've been best friends for 10 years. And when I think about that, I think about how different I am and how much has changed in 10 years. I feel like I'm a totally different person since then. I'm definitely a lot more confident and social now, as you know, Jess. Remember that quiet girl that was always reading by her locker until you came up to talk to her? I've learned and thought a lot more about the world outside of my little small town bubble. I feel like my dreams and plans have evolved and changed a lot. And I've met and gotten to know and come to love a lot of really cool people. And in some ways, I really attribute a lot of the change that occurred in me to all of the wonderful people that I've met and gotten to know. I do believe that there's a lot of people that have contributed to my story and have made me who I am in a way. And I'm really thankful for that. I think my life now is a little bit different from how I imagined that it would be, but I think it's so much better. When I was 15, I know that I really wanted to just get married and have kids as soon as possible because I just love kids and I really wanted to be a mom, and I didn't really think about a lot of other things that I could do. And now there's so many things that I want to do, and as I've gotten older, I've sort of wanted to push the kids' time a little further back. Now I definitely want to travel more. I want to create more things. I want to do more career type stuff. And there's just a lot of stuff to figure out when you're a grown up, as I've discovered. I feel like I've learned a ton about myself, and it's been really great for Erin and I this past year to just hang out together, get to know how we want to build a house together before we add anything else into the mix. I also don't know that I really planned on working in childcare when I was younger. I'm not sure I thought about it that much. It's just an idea that I had at where I was finishing college of where I would go, and I figured a childcare place would have weekends off, and also it's something that I love, even if it's not what I chose to get my degree in. And here I am, and it's working out great. So the question remains, what do I think I'm going to be doing 10 years in the future? Future's scary, Jess. We've been talking about this a little bit, and it's so hard to know like what you might want to do even a few years from now. Right now, I feel like I'm in a pretty stable spot, and maybe I want a little more adventure in my life, but I have no inclination to really change anything yet. I know that we want to have kids in the next 10 years, but we have to figure out exactly how far away we want that to be. And we'll kind of play that by ear. Probably one of my biggest dreams for the next 10 years is that I will get a chance to travel a little. I really, really want to go to Europe somewhere. I don't even care. Ireland, Spain, England, Italy, Germany, the Netherlands. Yes, I have got to get myself off of this continent. You know how many times I've thought about it and planned and tried, and it's just never worked out. It was never a good time. And Erin says that we'll make it happen, and I know that we will sometime. I'm not sure when or how, but we'll do it. So that's one of my goals for the next 10 years, is to just get to Europe somewhere. Something that I have been doing, which in a funny way marks the occasion, but it's really just something that I've been meaning to do for a while, is going through my clothes and getting rid of stuff that I never wear and making room for some new adult clothes. I found plenty of stuff in my closet that I've had since high school, and I've decided it's finally time to let it go. Here's a little example for you. Jess, do you remember this dress? For those of you who don't know this story, Jess and I once wore this exact same dress to a wedding together, and we had no idea that the other owned the same dress. We just walked in. Jess, I think you were there first, and I walked in, and we looked at each other, and we looked at our dresses, and we just started laughing. Except we were trying not to do it too loudly because I think the prelude had already started or something like that. It was really fun. I think I even have a photo of that day that I can pop up here in a second. So, Jess, I hope you enjoyed my rambling thoughts about turning 25. Maybe it's a little cliched, but I do think it's good to have some introspection every once in a while. And turning 25 seems to be as good an opportunity as any. Maybe come December, you can send me your own thoughts of what it feels like. Anyway, I love you so much, Jess, and I will see you on Monday.